Hello there, let me turn on this music. I want to walk you through the latest changes we have for Interstellar Sentinel. So, I'm Dr. Bosky, and we basically have two new game modes, more badass baddie deaths, so I'm really excited about that, and weapon buffs, plus a bunch of other stuff has been waiting as well. So the last major update we did, we released the 9 Hells Boss Rush, so we've got a bunch of changes, tuning, fixes, new high scores that have been coming in from the community, so that's super cool. So yeah, we have a new game mode. It's called Caravan 1. And basically, Caravan mode is kind of a throwback to the old days of shmupping when like companies like Hudson Soft went out into the world, the physical world, and they brought their games, and we're talking the games they're making, either arcade games or console games, kind of somewhere in between. And then they would set up these competitions to get the highest score you could in the shortest, in short time interval. So 3 to 5 minute caravan modes, super cool. I added a little thing here, but we thought we'd bring that over. I'm actually really enjoying these because the main campaign is great if you got an hour to sit down and you really want to go through the focus. But sometimes just having these small, like bite-sized game loops are really enjoyable. As our community members are saying, it's just one more play, there, and now it's 45 minutes later. So awesome, cool stuff there. We also added a new game mode called Race Mode. And this also is not the first shmup to do racing, but basically it's a nice kind of like warm up your thumbs, again, kind of for the community. And it was a lot of fun to do, so we retooled it to be essentially Interstellar Sentinelified. So something I'm really excited about. I've been working on this now for, I don't even have my coffee, for months. So we've now done a full pass across the game, across all the enemy death sounds, and in a lot of cases there are explosions and there are particle effects, so just can't help myself. A little bit more polishing and tuning, but more importantly, when you're in a game where you're shooting a bunch of like enemies all the time, and these are characters, there are a lot of demons and fantasy style characters, part of how you get a little bit more of just their characterization is in the way that they die, right? So and I was never fully satisfied with the first versions we did, so very cool to be able to get this out. I'm excited to see what people think. Still polishing a little bit more in this space, but it's part of our pass across the entire game, just to improve sound design, balancing, mixing, all that good stuff too. So I think those were the main things. I just wanted to make sure I put a little FaceTime out there. And then we've got a bunch of just bug fixes. I'm sure I didn't even catch all of them as well. We've also been having a lot of fun over on the Discord server of essentially we have a section here which is for leaderboards and playthroughs. So it's been really cool using the Scoreboarder link. So shout out to Scoreboarder for essentially letting us kind of roll our own kind of high score leaderboards. We're doing it on a per mode basis. So feel free to pop on over. You can, there's a link somewhere around here in Steam. It's also on the main title screen of the game. So click on over and come join us. We're having a lot of fun. Other than that, wow, this has been, especially with Interstellar Sentinel 2 work, this is much harder to get out than I expected to be. I looked down and our last big update was 9 Hells Boss Rush, and I was like, oh, that was months ago. So it's been a lot of fun to have this one cooking, to see all the new stuff coming through. And I just wanted to say to the community, thank you so much for playing. We're coming up on almost our first 400 copies sold of the game. Woo, woo, woo. And this thing's a marathon, and it's, if you make games and no one plays them, it makes you kind of sad. So watching people play and seeing the community tweaking and tuning things, making new gameplay out of this, and all of the passion from Interstellar 1 is going into Interstellar 2 as well, which we just put up. There's a link somewhere as well if you search by I think you should look at by a publisher. But like it's been remarkable. This isn't the full-time job. This is just the hobby passion, and it's been really exciting to just keep like seeing new people light up. You spend thousands and thousands of hours, and then you watch someone play the game, and they discover something they've never discovered before, or they pull off a really cool macro dodge. Look at this or they unlock a mini boss they've never seen before, and then they kick his ass. Wow.
Sounds like an overflowing litter box.
This is why we do it, right? It's not just me. small team. Just 5 of us. Primarily art. Looks great, but by the way, probably a lot of noise. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I digress. I just wanted to put this out there. Thank you so much for everyone that's been playing, building, testing, and we'll see you all next time.